into August. Huh. Our promotion is starting to make a name for itself. We're ready to step up our game. What's going on here in the, what is this, the control room where we run the technical elements of the show. Look at all that coolness. Colorful. A couple of my staff members making sure that the TV show is whip ass. When you're ready, think about booking an arena event. You should put that arena in capitals. So let's take a glance at that. We won't, I don't know if we'd be running that anytime soon, but there you go. Venue, arena now available. So you've seen different sizes of halls. Well, now there's the arena. Ted is waiting to get paid. Is that Terrible Ted or Ted Axel? Yeah, I don't know. They probably both deserve some money, although Team Terrible looked a lot better than Team Pearl Harbor did. So let's take an advanced look at that arena thing, shall we? So if we, it is among the American urban, as you view it on the right side there, middle right. Venue size arena. So take a look at large, would house 40,000. It's a lot. Arena. 65,000. That's a lot of people. When I was a kid, or young adults thereabouts, the biggest capacity I ever heard about for a wrestling show was the Pontiac Silverdome, I believe, Detroit, Michigan, where they had something like upper 90,000s, or I don't know if they quite broke 100,000, but massive capacity. So, yeah, I mean, someday we might run the arena, but if you're going to get close to capacity of 65,000, then you're probably not going to have a very high ticket price. Like normally you'd have to get ticket price down pretty low to get 65. At least certainly in the early grind. I guess someday when you're mega popular, mega successful, you might ram the arena at a decent price. But let's look at that. 65,000 is probably not happening anytime soon, but we've been successful enough that the option has become available to us. There are some venues out there that would accept us if we wanted to run our show there. Now, whether it be more profitable to run smaller venues at a high ticket price, because as you look at the expenses there, it's over $500,000 to run an arena venue. So it better be worth your while. I think if you're going to just barely charge people to get in, and then maybe if you're not selling a lot of merch, then it might not be worth it. Let's go $500,000. It's a lot of money just for the right to run our show here. So anyway, someday, we'll see. We'll see if we do this someday. Starting off, sensational. Opening match for August shall be Team Sharpshooter, Canadian Sensation, and Blue Hair. Up against, for the third time, Jin Dynasty, the Trick Prince, and Strongheart. So this will be a rubber match. They've each won one contest apiece, these two teams. And so maybe this third and final match will settle the score, maybe it won't. So, got Blue Hair there. Trick Prince, calling him faithless traitor, no loyalty, no honor, nobody betrays me and gets away with it. Blue Hair barks back regarding leaving the Jin Dynasty. You don't own me, I'll compete however I like. If you have a problem, you're free to stand opposed in the ring. So, They will go again. Match 2. Deathblow Ken versus Black Dragon God. Fresh off of their 2-match series with Team Terrible, they are regrouping and renewing their singles rivalry. Match 3. Ted Axel. Wise man Ted Axel, the $50,000 man, faces Big Titan, which is another rematch. If you recall, Ted took Titan's title. So perhaps some revenge to be had here for Big Titan. And oh, yep, I have him in his seeing red face paint. So revenge to be had perhaps, and maybe even the number 1 contendership consideration, maybe. So we paid Wise Man Ted Axel the requested pay raise granted to the $50,000 man to just under $5,000 per month. You see on the right side there, salary, which is not quite 10% of his original signing bonus, but still more than fair considering how front-loaded his pay. From pay to poor. Go back. You look at condition there, again on the right. If we revisit last month's Canada Day Spectacular, Big Titan had been in poor condition. But having lost his title in last year's tournament, this was a chance for redemption if he could win a title this time around. Extra so if he could achieve that in poor condition over 3 matches. So now in good condition. So he seems to have been rejuvenated by the title win after he should have needed at least one event worth of rest and possibly even recovering from an injury, which would not have been surprising. But none of that happened. He's a new man as co-possessor of Canada's Tag Team Championship now. So you can see his title belt right there. Okay, speaking of titles, let's get into title matches. Match 4. Mexico Miguel defend the Junior Championship against the irredeemable Shota. Which, as I recall, didn't Miguel win rather handily last time? So Shota should be supremely motivated. Next, the newest title recently obtained, DFW Tag Team Championship. Won, if you will, if you remember the controversy, by Team Satan. And they will defend the dramatic Fight Wrestling Tag Team title. Against Team Canada Blue, Wolf and Omega, who were original roster members, right? And the second tag team champions after Team Titan. Not Team Titan. Team Terrible. Yeah. Team Terrible was the original tag team champions. And the second champions were Team Canada Blue. So, chance for Team Canada Blue to be 2-belt champions. They're also the members of the 6-tag championship, so champions. But it might be tough though, because if you might recall, it's been a year, but Team Canada Blue was defeated in Team Satan's debut in June of year 1. So, third and final championship match will feature your hero, the Baron Charles, Canada's heavyweight champion. And who is he defending against? You might have seen it. So Bret the Hitman Hart is now a member of the Canada Wrestling Promotion. Bret must have seen the Canada Day Spectacular on TV. And a fire was lit, and he's getting in the ring. Now, if you notice, he's got a D Trust in the lower right there, which is not ideal. I'm going to say that that is largely owing to he's older now. He's not so sure if he wants to keep doing this. He's going to have a few matches maybe and see what happens. And I'm certainly giving him reason to want to stay. For in his debut, he's going to challenge for the Heavyweight Championship of Canada. And I realize he's new here, but he's legendary. So I think an immediate title shot is within reason. Who knows, maybe that was his condition for joining. He was like, you will need to put me straight into the title match. And I thought, all right, you're Bret Hart. I'll agree to it. So, normally that would be main event quality, of course, but we've got a very special main event in place of that. Okay. No longer with title, you see, Team Terrible Ted. Team Terrible lost the tag team titles in the Canada Day Spectacular version 2. So a special grudge match, main event, regarding that. As Terrible Ted will face Big Mike. The other member of Team Big, along with Big Titan, newly crowned Canada's Tag Team Champions. But in so doing that, achieving that feat, Jason the Terrible received neck problems. As you can see in his graphic in the middle, his neck is now red. So he's hurting from that Elgin bomb critical suffered at the hands of Big Mike. And Terrible Ted, the wrestling bear, seeks revenge for his little buddy, Animal Handler. Not that Terrible Ted told me that personally, of course, because he is, after all, an actual bear and doesn't speak. But this is according to Jason anyway. This is the wish of the wrestling bear. So, we'll get Terrible Ted in one corner, the red corner, not surprisingly, because he is also seeing red. While Big Mike is in the blue corner and will actually wear his blue outfit. To match his corner. Which I think we had him in his blue one time before, grand total, but it was a match that we skipped. So we didn't really get to see it. So finally we'll get to see Big Mike rock the cool blue outfit. And part of why he's electing to go with his blue, because maybe the softer, colder blue attire might actually induce the bear to simmer down a bit. You know, the psychological effect from the visual colors can affect our psychology. So, whereas if Big Mike were to wear his normal red, that might only provoke the bear, as you might a bull, to even greater height of rage. So why risk that? And the main reason that this is the main event, so we see the two of them there. So that if the bear gets loose, without his animal handler, Jason the Terrible, available, and Ted's just start running wild, attacking fans, we can conveniently go off the air at that moment. That's it tonight. That's it for everything tonight. You know, without having to skip any subsequently scheduled matches, and rather than broadcast someone getting mauled. So, other health malady to speak of, now that we've gone through the actual match rundown here. Kevin Owens, just keep fighting. KO Kevin is also out for this event, in addition to his injured cousin, Eddie, Mr. Stoic. You see in the bottom right there, out for injury too. So, just as well, they can take time off together. Chance to catch up on family stuff. So, that accounts for everyone. Let's account for the venue. Okay. Ideal. We've got max ticket price there of $100, and we're still nearly packing the place. You see in the top right there, $98.89 out of 1,000. Pretty cool. What is that, a pantomime? Same backwards as forwards? I'm not sure. So, still nearly packing the place, and times $100 a head, that's just under $1 million in ticket sales alone. Plus, returning to the rural setting helps to promote the actual popularity of the promotion itself. The promotion popularity should hopefully be enhanced by that. So, speaking of revenue, I believe we can confirm that. American Rural at $100. Produce merchandise. So, kind of feel like 3,000 might be a little low. I mean, I don't want to have to just keep, producing more goods every couple months. If we can produce a good amount and have it sell at a reasonable pace. 10,000 seems like a lot to put out. I don't want things sitting around for 5 months because you keep having to look at that product age and it's just like, it's less likely to sell. It's just starting to not become current. So I feel like 5,000 is a good amount to do right now. I feel like 5,000, it doesn't seem like too much. And if it starts to feel like we're going through 5,000 really quickly, then we can always go up to 10,000. So I think we're good to go with 5,000. And plus, hey, that's neat. The cost right now is $16,000 and some odd to manufacture 5,000. That's roughly 10% of what our current expenses are total, top right here. Current total expense $165. So 16,000 is roughly a tenth of that. So I feel good with that. And I knew that I would. Okay. Produce. And at the 10% discount, pretty good. All right. Okay, so one last little fun piece of business before we actually get to the matches. View title belts. records and help. View title belts. So now we're on to our 6th. No, we just departed from our 6th. We're on our 7th. Our 7th tag team champion, which is Big Team. So they are the 7th champion, Big Titan and Big Mike, and they end a 7 title defense streak by Team Terrible. So that glorious run ends, but it's replaced by kind of a renewed sense that the tag team division can still have intrigue. I feel like Big Team is a formidable opposition for them, so now that element's been added, that should be good for this division. So, all right, pretty sure that's everything. Let's get to the matches. August, year 2. Oh, that's fun. We actually went over the audience expectations. We were expecting 98-89, as you can see in the top right, full house. So we got a greater turnout than we expected. So we're even more popular and successful than we even realized. Cool. Match 1. Starting off, sensational. And based on the heart of this rivalry really being Blue Hair from Sharpshooter and Trick Prince of Jin Dynasty, I guess I could have started Blue Hair in the ring. But I did say we're going to start off sensational. So if I can really live up to that word, then the Canadian sensation needs to start. And you know, just for the same reason why Blue Hair left Jin Dynasty, on grounds that it's not some noble family's property, maybe it's a further defiance of his to say, Trick Prince, I'm even going to make you wait to face me. I'm going to stand on the apron. Not out of cowardice, just because I don't need to play your games. If you want me, you'll have to wait for me to tag in. And the sensation lands a boot to the pelvis to get her started. Classic arm drag takedown, sensational. Trick Prince comes back with a body slam and now is working that foundation. Good idea to attack the leg with sensation, because we will probably see some spectacular aerial attack by the Canadian sensation at some point in this match. It was good enough to become heavyweight champion of Canada last year, so maybe again someday. Anyway, for now, abdominal stretch. I said third and final match between these two teams in the intro. That doesn't have to be final. I'm not sure where I got that from. You tend to think of rubber matches as being the conclusion to a rivalry, but they don't have to be. Tombstone, Trick Prince Tombstone, very tricky. Because, you know, what do you really got after, if it's one-on-one, if it's one and one, if the series is 1-1 for wins. As we see the fire jumping, power bomb by Strongheart. What do we really have here? We have 2 wins versus 1. It's just a pretty narrow series we got going. Assisted power bomb. So no reason why we need to say this is the last time we ever do this. As long as these matches are fun. We see the Dragon Screw Leg Whip by Blue Hair. As long as the matches are fun and competitive, why not again? Back suplex, as maybe two teams vie to prove a sense of superiority over the other, with an eye toward then springboarding to we should move up in competition. How about a title shot? Well, that is ultimately what you're probably aiming toward. Probably just the average competitor is probably not just out there to earn a paycheck and be glad to have food on the table. You probably have dreams of being the best. Oh, we almost saw a Phoenix Plex there. Trick Prince boots Blue Hair out of that, and then even tries the green mist there. Dragon Screw leg whip into a sleeper. Pretty entertaining sequence overall. Tag team action. And the two leaders are back in the ring. So Snapmare there by Blue Hair to set his arch rival Trick Prince up for his partner, Canadian Sensation. 6 minutes. Another abdominal stretch. Kick to the back. Yeah, both these teams have seen 6-tag success in some form or another. I don't think anyone in this match has ever been a tag team champion, so yeah. Maybe the winner here has big aspirations. Flying kick to the side of the head. Blue Hair body slams Trick Prince out of the ring. Strongheart retaliates with a body slam on behalf of Jin Dynasty. Bulldog, classic headlock style. Falling fist. Elbow to the back of the head into a reverse chin lock. Rear choke. Something along those lines. Looks like a chin lock. I don't know if that arm is under the chin. I don't know if it's strictly across the neck. Anyway. Body slam. Strongheart sends his opponent out of the ring, but does not pursue. Honorable. Just let's have a good, clean contest, I suppose. Maybe Strongheart isn't as personally aiming to hurt Blue Hair the way Trick Prince probably is. Strongheart doesn't seem like such a bad guy. He's just an honest competitor who happens to be loyal to Jin Dynasty, and apart from that, he's in there to compete. Diamond Cutter. Tags his leader back in there. Reversal on the vertical suplex. Huh. Some sort of leg hook. Suplex brainbuster. Ooh. Running sidekick. Oh, onto the top rope. Might this be a superplex? We almost saw a sensational superplex. Instead, tombstone. Avalanche tombstone, is that called when you fly off the top rope like that? Top rope tombstone, however you want to phrase it. Look like it could actually absolutely kill somebody. Used to say the sensation needs a breather on the apron after that. Now we have the bad blood combination here. Blue Hair applies a leg lock to Trick Prince. Looks like Trick Prince was trying to lure his opponent into a 2-on-1 situation there. Take advantage of the tag team rules. Nothing really comes of it, just some confused exchanges between the three men. Chop Choppity chop chop for the second time this match, I think.
1, 2.
Pinfall attempt deep in the blue corner. A bit early. I mean, this isn't a terrible Ted match after all. Now this looks like a sleeper hold, but that arm seems under the chin, so that seems like a rear choke. Hard to know what exactly to call some of these moves. Depends on how ass deep you want to get into the minutiae. In any case, exchange of strikes seemingly won by Strongheart, but then a sensational headbutt in retaliation. Ooh, all four competitors. Kicks landed, knees landed. Strongheart is not done with his sensation, goes after him, but it's off camera, we can't see. Dragon, screw leg whip into the sharpshooter. They are team sharpshooter after all. Should see this at some point. Body slam out of the ring. Jin does not pursue on account of needs to catch his breath. Couple deep breaths, resume. One man gang, front face slam. Knee to the back. Oh, are we going to see that tombstone again? Oh, blue hair, wriggles free, reversal on the tombstone. Went in motion, but the Trick Prince isn't down yet. Gets up in time. Flying, spinning heel into the blue corner. Into that rear chin lock with the body scissors. If you notice that, the legs are wrapped around the waist. Body scissors to help trap your man in place. One thing you might otherwise do is flip over to get to a top position. Moonsault. By the way, there is a match going on. As the Trick Prince moves the action back into the corner of Jin Dynasty. And he'll fly from the top rope. Coup de grace. Stomping on a face-down opponent. Thought it may be a second one, but the sensation gets the heck up and gets the heck out of there. All four men briefly in the ring. Suplex slam. Spear. Wow. Have we seen him do that before? I'm not even sure. Strongheart says, let me get the heck out of here. Things aren't going my way. Get the Trick Prince back in. Flailing around, missing with simultaneous attacks. Monkey flip. Why not? Good old... Well, I mean, he's the captain of this team anyway, so why not do a Captain Kirk move? Classic Star Trek. Now he'll apply a leg lock. It's like the same type of leg lock that Blue Hair applied to the Trick Prince earlier. Turnabout's fair play. The mist narrowly avoids. The green mist narrowly avoids engulfing the face of Blue Hair as Blue Hair ducks away from it. Into the cover, but just one, really. Wow. Trick Prince is motivated, clearly, although he gets reverse vertical suplex inflicted upon him. Another back suplex. The sensation is going to fly. Sensational Superfly Splash. Cover. Strongheart comes in to make the breakup. Blue Hair maybe spent too much time admiring his partner's handiwork. Wasn't there to prevent the save, and the match continues. Oh my God, what was that? Some sort of tombstone? No, not tombstone. Stampede? Death drop? Stampede. Could have been that sort of a power slam. Stampede power slam. Anyway. Meanwhile, we have a figure four leg lock applied. But Trick Prince is in there gladly to kick the despised Blue Hair while he's vulnerable. Body slamming in the turnbuckle. Well over 20 minutes here. Well, I don't know. The match is going to go this long and be so hard to call. I think I definitely spoke too soon saying this would be the final, third and final match. I think no matter what happens here, I'm still not convinced that we have a definitive team being superior here. What was that, a rolling leg drop off the top rope? Impressive. Trick Prince rolls him into an armbar, however. Wow. Snap. Suplex. Snap, suplex, sleeper combination. Yeah. Seems like everyone's brought their toughness to this match. No one's going down easy. Fire jumping powerbomb, but as he stands up from the break, discus clothesline, Blue Hair is cranking him. We're going to see some fight again. Superfly, headbutt, pin attempt. Blue Hair's in there to prevent the save this time. 2.9. Dragon screw leg whip. Strong heart hits that pop-up diamond cutter, that press diamond cutter. Devastating move. That's about as spectacular as you'll get. Maybe not sensational. That's Alan Hawkins' domain. We got all four men in the ring. Wild, crazy tag team action. I think this is a pretty fitting opening match. A lot of action, hard to call, a lot of exciting stuff. There's meat on the bone here with the rivalry. Not just from a competitive standpoint, but on the personal level, as these two guys go at it again. Trick Prince down and dirty with the eye rake, fire jumping powerbomb, but we're in the ropes. Now we have all four competitors. Snap suplex by Strongheart. Strong snap suplex. Wow. Fatiguing affair. Eye rake again, just continuing to be dirty. Knees to the face. Coup de grace, smashing down on that exposed pelvis. Didn't mean it that way. Get your minds out of the gutter. Anyway, brazenly whips his rival into his own corner. It's another dragon screw leg whip. Is that enough to finish this? 2.9. Wouldn't have been too spectacular of a finish, so maybe it's going to take something special to put the Trick Prince out of here. Because he is the most angry man in this foursome. He's still got major beef with Blue Hair. Leaving Jin Dynasty. Not just going to go down easily anyway. But the Canadian Sensation is calling for this match to be over. Running into the turnbuckle to execute the monkey flip. Now that might have been a good time to try the pin because Trick Prince had to get the heck out of there to avoid disqualification. Northern Light suplex, however. And that is good enough. Fittingly, right here in the true north. Strong and free. The Canadian himself, the one Canadian of this group, hits the Northern Light suplex for the finish, center of the ring. As Trick Prince and Blue Hair stare each other down. Blue Hair's taunting him. You want to lock up? You want to lock up? Yeah. Man. Congratulations, boys. 100%. What a way to kick off this card. Maybe they took this as a challenge. We're coming off the Canada Day. Spectacular version 2. We don't want to have a letdown after that. Just come straight out of the gate. Just bang-a-roo. Long, intense match. With rivalries abound here. And yeah, far from over is what I'm thinking now. And yeah. Match 2. Black Dragon God versus Deathblow Ken. Back to the Battle of the Mixed Martial Arts. So these two men, who are coming off of their 2-match series with Terrible Ted in tag team action, have gone back to the old rivalry between them. And presumably they'll team up again at some point, because while they haven't been successful against Team Terrible, there is now the DFW, Dramatic Fight Wrestling Tag Team Championship that's now in the mix that they might compete for at some point. So for now, they'll sharpen their skills against each other, plan for future times. First submission attempt applied by Deathblow Ken from the underside. Both men attempting some kick strikes. Knee to the midsection. So shooting in on the leg there. Trip. Mounted punches. Headlock. Hip toss. Ooh. There's a hard shot to the midsection there on the kick. Does Black Dragon God now working the knees up high to the face? Combination punch kick. Black Dragon God getting some good work done on the striking. Ken applying more of the submission techniques. So that's interesting. Like each man has a different, maybe slightly different strategy here. You know they're both quite versed in both. Oh, leg kick there, floors his man, then to the midsection. So even as I say that, now Ken's starting to establish the kick striking. Now Black Dragon God drops down, attempts the submission game. So this is what makes it mixed martial arts, people. Ken with the headlock hip toss. So yeah, they've definitely applied the same moves and techniques to each other. Guess it comes down to who does it better. Black Dragon God is establishing the striking. And we'd have Ken get the takedown. Rear mount punches to the back of the head, which should be in any combat sport. Now there's outright exchange strikes. I've called in the past test of manhood. Just willfully feet shots from each other until one man can't take anymore. Oh, that's interesting. You see Ken just stuff the chute there and then
5 minutes gone.
Belly to belly overhead suplex. Again with the hip toss. Okay, so arm trap. Some sort of leg scissors choke.
1, 2.
6 minutes in now. Ken tries to strike, but it's countered with the shoot in. More mounted punches. Why not some turnabout? See. Oh, now we might see some blood. Biting. Nope, not this time. But yeah, it looks like Black Dragon God looking for a means to sort of break the deadlock here. Seems like both men doing a lot of good work in both the striking and the takedowns. But we now have blood. Perhaps advantage to Black Dragon God now. As Ken slowly starts to bleed out. But he's not daunted so far. Takedowns, submission attempts. Straight up punch to the face. So 2 non-Canadians here, but if you remember, the rule is if you wear the red and white. Qualification. Both men have some degree of red and white, and the black, as I mentioned, is the unofficially the third color of Canada. So. So bring his man back to the center of the ring. There's no concern for rope breaks. Ankle lock. So we approach 10 minutes now. And as we've seen with these type of matches,
10
they're not
minutes
necessarily
gone.
the longest, so these mixed martial arts matches.
1,
So we could see a finish
3.
in the near future, but especially with Ken bleeding.
Break.
You should probably have some sense of desperation to get this match, get a conclusion going soon. As time favors the Black Dragon God right now. The more Ken's wound paints the ring red.
Give up. Give up. Give up.
12 minutes.
1, 2, 3.
So yeah, I've probably mentioned this before, but punching in and of itself is not normally considered to be necessarily illegal by today's wrestling standards, although classically a closed fist was supposed to be a warning from the ref. In recent times it's been less so,
1,
but apparently
2, 3.
the standard right now in this organization is repeated punches to the face from a mounted position is considered an infraction. Ooh, ends with a high kick. Might that be something that changes the complexion of this a little? Yeah, so punching it of itself is not necessarily a no-no, but punching a downed opponent. Okay, so I was going to say the blood, although it, as I was saying, the blood favored Black Dragon God, but how about the resilience of Ken to pull out the victory? In the face of that adversity of bleeding all over the mat, Ken secures the submission victory and a 99% match evaluation. So, yeah, pretty strong matches so far. Match 3. Ted Axel versus Big Titan. Wise man, Ted Axel, the former $50,000 champion, against the man he defeated for the title, Big Titan, about to come down in his Revenge Red, recently crowned co-holder of Canada's tag title, along with Big Mike, the man who ended Ted Axel's championship reign. So it's all connected up.
Fight.
Big Titan comes out strong with an opening body slam. Ted Axel responds with one of his customary limb attacks, goes down low to the leg, and then attacks the arm as well, that rodeo arm breaker thing that he does. I'm just going to call it that. The rodeo arm breaker. European uppercut. Titan floors Ted. Ted Axel comes back with a body slam of his own. Also rather strong, look at his physique. I think Big Titan is more the true powerhouse as he executes the double arm suplex, but Ted Axel is in tremendous shape too. Hits the gym, obviously. Body slam into the blue corner. Now the wise man is bringing the action to his own corner. Hits his own European uppercut, knocks Big Titan into the turnbuckle. Titan responds with some striking. But now we have that arm twist. The arm twisteroo. We call it the Teddy Twister, maybe? Teddy Twister? You know where I'm going with that? Bit of an innuendo, perhaps. Anyway, body slam into the center of the ring. Stomp. But a DDT might slow that momentum that Big Titan had been building. Now, a backbreaker submission. Back to that double arm suplex. We've seen Big Titan use this kind of strategy before. Pick a power move and just go back to it and just use it as a gradual wear down. Meanwhile, into the turnbuckle. Wise man flips out of it and then applies a $50,000 standing crossface chicken wing. Elbow to the knee there. Seeing the agility on display by the $50,000 man, but reversal on the vertical suplex as the Big Titan power comes through. Teddy Twister. Not sure I like it. Hip toss, classic hip toss. Drop kick to the back of the head. Another Big Titan's trademarks. Huh. Maybe Big Titan should stop doing that. Vertical suplex. It's not working out for him. Would rather stop attempting it. Hasn't been able to execute. Wins that exchange of blows, however. DDT again. Now we have a kneeling cross-face chicken wing. Now an axle death drop. Tend to think of that as more as Big Titan's move, but apparently there's a $50,000 variation on that. Teddy Twister. Still don't. Got to be a better name for it. Because just calling it an arm twist doesn't really do it justice. Anyway, we're into a backbreaker again. Another axle death drop. And the wise man flies. Wow. Flying neck breaker off the top rope. And some sort of fireman's carry slam. Into the backbreaker, a new backbreaker submission. Yeah, gotta come up with a new name. Maybe just like a rolling arm twist. That sounds reasonable. European uppercut. Falling fist to the gut there, flying fist. We're into that regal stretch. Not quite at the ropes for Big Titan to try to escape. Flung out of the ring.
2, 3,
Ted Axel needs to catch a breather.
5,
Double arm, suplex.
7,
Oh, he's going for a weapon.
8,
He's picked up a chair.
9,
Lost control of it though.
11, 12,
Vertical suplex out onto the floor.
14, 15.
Big Titan appeals to the Canadian crowd. Maybe he needs to. I think this match has kind of been going the Americans' way so far. Clothesline though. levels the playing field, so to speak, as he levels his opponent. But then eats the European uppercut. Big Titan seems to be having trouble finding his wind here. Rolling arm twist. I feel good about that. Geez, Big Titan's wavering. Maybe he used up too much energy being pissed off, and now he doesn't have much for the match. Big boot in any case. 2 count. Is that our first 2 count? Oh, Ted Axel looked like he might have been going for some power there, but
1, 2,
the counter backdrop out of the ring. We're going to be fighting outside the ring again.
5,
Big Titan eats the guard wall,
7,
courtesy of a $50,000 Irish whip.
10, 11,
Ooh, it looks like the wise man attempted a dropkick there, but Big Titan was wise to it. Lands a blow to abort that move. Avalanche clothesline. Oh! You heard it. We've seen it. That was the exploder. Ted Axel is laid out in the blue corner fittingly. Well, that is his signature hold. That is his trademark hold, Big Titan. That exploder suplex, and you can see why. Not the first man to be put out by that. Match ended pretty abruptly. Knockout. And a 94% match evaluation too. So, seems fair to say, revenge achieved. I think so. For Big Titan's title loss. Reasserting his claim that he should be back in the picture for Canada's heavyweight championship. Meanwhile, Ted Axel might need some time off after that devastating exploder. Match 4 for Canada's Junior Championship. Contested at this time by 2 non-Canadians, but let's just say for now I've got my eye on a Canadian junior. Can't promise coming soon, but we'll see. For now, it's the irredeemable Shota. Fire-breathing, scythe-wielding, hard-striking challenger. And here is the champion, Mexico Miguel. Who I believe, didn't he come back from injury to face Shota and took his title rather decisively?
Fight.
What happens next? Eye poke. It's a good way to start it off. Just discombobulate your opponent. Why not try to get him off his game plan early? Meanwhile, striking. A number of strikes landed by Shota. Miguel doesn't mind coming back with his own version of striking. Eye rake again. Body slam. Take the striker off his feet so he can't strike well. Good idea. Shota's got that torture grind though. Combination striking. That's something Miguel probably should watch out for. Don't want to eat too many of those furious fists. There's a jawbreaker though. In reply. Knee strikes to the face. We're back to that torture grind. From that distance, I thought, will we see fire breath there? Does the irredeemable Plan to ignite this match. Well, ball shot. That's a good way to get an unfair advantage too. And what was that? He followed up with some striking. I was too busy reeling from the ball shot. Mounted strikes, I believe, but the snap mare. The Mexican mare. I believe that's Dragon Sleeper there. Wow. Taking turn striking, and there's that fire breath. I sort of yapped over the sound effect, but that was pretty awesome. There it is again. Oh, just engulfs Miguel with that fire. Miguel now just covering up, saying no more. Jeez. Oh, and the referee just got wiped out by the Irish whip. Vertical suplex by Mexico Miguel, who's recovered well from being burned. Moonsault, but the referee's not there to make the count. The ref's still recovering. So what the hell happened? We're back to those mounted strikes. The bloodied ref comes over to say, hey, can't do that. Can't do that. Back to that jawbreaker. Wow. Running to the turnbuckle, moonsault, backflip, splash. Down low again, digs down low again to that torture grind. So that seems to be a technique that we're seeing Shota apply in repetition. Ball shot the guy to bring him to the mat and then jump on him for those mounted strikes. Meanwhile, Miguel doing good work of his own, but then eats some combination striking to the skull. We're back to those mounted strikes. Not pounding to the back of the head. That's got to take its toll after a while. How many of those shots can you eat, even if you covered up? Just the percussionary, impact of it, the bludgeoning. But vertical suplex, I think we just saw, and then moonsault, 2 count on the pin attempt. There's that haymaker. Shota's tried landing it, and he paid for it there, loading up on one big shot, and then Miguel lands a series of shots to pay dividends in the aggregate. Holding and hitting. Illegal in boxing. Regal here. Go ahead and do it. Meanwhile, agile kick to the side of the head by Mexico Miguel. Again with that haymaker attempt. Combination striking. Oof. Brutality is the method right now that the Irredeemable is using to try to get this junior championship back. More of a finesse game by Miguel, typically. Again, with that jawbreaker, is Shota's jaw broken yet? Because, geez, I mean... Anyway, top rope, moonsault. Oh, Miguel, Mexico Miguel, appealing to the Canadian crowd. He said, hey, I'm wearing red and white flag colors on my mask. The crowd approves more of the aerial spectacularity. He's got to catch his breath, though. High energy being outputted here. And Shota just windmilling with those strikes. And whew, there's that ankle lock submission. Huh, could it be that flurry of blows just knocked Miguel so senseless, laying there in a daze, and then finding, oh my goodness, my ankle hurts a lot, and I'm still too much in a daze, I'm still recovering from this. Just, tap, just enough over a short span. So, yeah. Geez. Turnabout is fair play. As I said, you seem to recall Mexico Miguel winning decisively in the previous contest to take the title, and then Shota comes right back. We saw fire breath, we saw low blows, we saw a lot of brutality with those ground strikes, which are illegal, but you do have 5 seconds to break it, and perhaps that paid dividends over time, just as the bludgeoning effect to the head. And then we saw it, that windmill combination, flailing striking, just bombs away too much of a shower of blows for Miguel to recover from, and then following up with a submission attempt. Just too much. And we have a new champion. A new junior champion, the irredeemable Shota, back on top of the Canadian junior title picture. Match 5 for the DFW Dramatic Fight Wrestling Tag Team Championship. Now, if you know your history, it was a little over a year ago that these two teams first faced each other. It was the debut of Team Satan. The encroachment of the devil had begun. And the two men who stepped up to try to resist evil taking hold in Canada was Team Canada Blue, who were just coming off of a fallout between them. They'd been a tag team that had their differences and settled them in the ring one-on-one. And so, maybe they weren't the most unified at the time that they faced these two men. Satan's foot soldier and Satan's general. They've had a lot more success lately as a team, Wolf and Omega. They're the 6 tag champions. And now this match is now for a title. Anyway, eye rake. An unsurprising way for Satan's general to start off the match. Some dirty tactics, some underhanded tactics. He's not shy about it. Wolf Hockfield trying to put a big shoulder in Satan's general, but the general's pretty sturdy. Maybe it's early to get knocked down so easily. What was that, a body slam? A little harder to resist. Yeah, so what's more at stake here? The first time around is more of the moral duty to resist these evildoers coming to the country. Versus now there's an actual championship to be had. And if Wolf and Omega can pull this off, they'll be the first 2 belt champions holding 2 titles at the same time. Able to hold one up in each hand. So yeah, who do you give the advantage to here? The team that actually won the first contest between these two, Team Satan, or the team that's had much more success as a team of late? The giant swing as we see the raw brute strength on display of Satan's foot soldier. One-man gang. Forward. Slam, I guess you'd call it. Wow. Striking me landed back and forth. Will Stewart, powerful enough to fight his way through 2 members. Team Canada Blue. Another one-man gang slam. And the Wolf trying to change the momentum there with a kick to the face, and now we're into exchange of strikes. Wow. Flying elbow.
5 minutes.
Charging the turnbuckle. There's some acrobatics. Arm drag takedown. And the Wolf is handling both members of Team Satan right now. tossing them around, but then he himself gets tossed out. Ha! Satan's general pointing to the mind. It's upstairs that matters. Woo! High kick to the face there. While the general was trapped up against the turnbuckle. Then vertical suplex out of the ring again.
2, 3,
Satan's general trying to turn this into a street fight twice now. He sent his man out of the ring.
6,
Oh, and then brass knuckles.
8, 9,
Discus clothesline. Just violent affair out there.
11, 12.
And Satan's foot soldier poses down. Eye rake. Another discus clothesline. Wow, Team Satan looks pretty dominant right now. Maybe with a double team here, Team Canada Blue might get this turned around. So they were attacking the general from both sides there with some success, but the general's worked his way out of trouble and even dragged Omega's eyes along the top rope there. That was rather fiendish of a move to do. Well, he is Satan's general after all. Fiendery should be his stock and trade. Super kick. Landed by Omega. Boot to the back. Yeah, seems like Team Canada Blue having some difficulty working as a team here.
Give up. Give up.
Into that arm bar, however. And not that the Team Satan's working particularly well as a team, but they are getting better work done in the ring in general, so that might be the route to Team Canada Blue turning this around, is to at least work together.
One.
Alright, so as I say that, 2-on-1, working effectively now. We're both beating on the foot soldier, and then we have a, what was that, half Nelson back suplex, German style, into the pin. Although, no, I don't know if it's German that makes it, the pinning combination that makes it German. It's really more the style of the suplex. Because you could theoretically back suplex someone into a pin position too. Anyway, eye rake. Kenny Omega trying to turn some of the dirty tactics of the general back onto him.
Give up. Give up.
Ew. Down low with the ball hit.
Give up.
Seems like Satan's general's cheating has been on full display. We've seen eye rakes, brass knuckles, low blows. Guess he figures now that Team Satan's back to being a champion. Do whatever you can to hold on to it. The championship. Assisted. Powerbomb. Backflip. The agility of Will Stewart on display there. Into the pose down. Fire. Jumping. Powerbomb. Speaking of jumping, Satan's general jumped off the top rope. Confusion there as all four men are in the ring. Olympic slam. The Wolf is tossed out of the ring. It's been a rough night for Wolf Hockfield. Seems like he's been thrown out of the ring repeatedly.
4,
And we have a crossface chicken wing outside. Reversal on the tombstone power driver inside as Omega cinches that in. Swinging neck breaker out there.
12,
I think that was one winged angel in the ring. Kenny Omega notifies Will Stewart that he can't escape. Meanwhile, brass knuckle strike on the outside.
19,
Wolf Hockfield barely gets back in the ring to beat the count. Torture rack over there being applied by the Satan's foot soldier. Wolf Hockfield comes in, makes the save. This is just non-stop action. This is wild. I barely get a chance to take a breath before we see some good teamwork applied by Team Canada Blue. That's what I called for. Another one-man gang forward face plant. What do you call it? Omega now dealing with both members of Team Satan. It's a body slam. The numbers game catches up to him. Double arm suplex. Oh, Satan's general went for a big finish on the splash off the top rope. Omega rolls clear. Arrogant 1 foot cover. Wolf was coming in for the save, but Omega kind of felt like, nah, I'm not going to allow that to happen myself. Ball grab there. More cheating by the general. It was broken up by Wolf Hockfield, but so I guess, minimize the damage. Wow. Spinning. Sit down powerbomb. All 4 men in the ring there. After the save. Some sort of suplex slam. Team Canada Blue knocked down, wavering. It's been a tough go for them tonight. Another one was backflip hose downs by the foot soldier. Backslide. The general's in there to cover. Break up the save, but we only get 2.9 that time. Well, only. It's always exciting. The nearest of falls. Oh! Stampede power slam. Bang! Middle of the ring. Omega's in there quickly to make the... He was supposed to make the prevention of the save, but he blew it. Meanwhile, his partner, Wolf Hockfield, gets floored with a clothesline. And now that was a modified German suplex by Kenny Omega. Olympic slam by foot soldier. Wolf Hockfield's first to his feet. Gets tagged. Tagged out. Suplex slam. Figure 4 leg lock. Omega's right there to make the save, however. Over. Calling for the match to end. What does he have planned? Gets just wiped out with that massive clothesline. By big Will Stewart. Now Omega again. Trying to manage 2 foes at once. And Wolf comes in to help out. Double arm. Sit down. Powerbomb? Leg hook. Brainbuster. Omega's gonna fly. From the apron. Top rope. Nuh-uh, says Omega as he hits the super kick. Well over 20 minutes now. Ooh. More ball hitting. Crossface chicken wing. Wolf is in there to make the save. Now all 4 men again. Olympic slam across the Strong Management logo. Shout out to our main sponsor. Another super kick landed. A very grueling, hard fought tag team title match. The DFW tag titles. Oh.
Golden Trigger!
There's the teamwork. Combined knee to the face. Ooh, that might have been. He might have been going for that same pin combination he did before, that double arm. And the sit down powerbomb. It would have been a great time to do it. It would have been deep in Team Canada Blue's corner. And now some confused attempt at a 2-on-1 there. Giant swing. This could be a submission. No. Satan's General sees to it that that's not going to happen. And he eats an eye rake for his trouble, but he responds with the low blow. Olympic slam. Just loony action all over the place. Back to that figure four leg lock. Well, that's what made the difference, eh? Deep in the corner. As I was saying, as you saw, Satan's General again pointed the mine, said, you know, deep in the corner we did this where we could protect it. It's more likely to succeed. So I was just saying how Team Canada Blue might have had the Wolf seemed like he was about to attempt a pinning maneuver, and it was deep in the blue corner. It was a great idea, just that it was countered on him. And then back over in the red corner, we saw the figure four leg lock applied. Deep in the championship corner, it would have been nearly impossible for Omega to make the save. So plenty of time for the ref to check on the submission, and we got it. And this is a measure of revenge, actually, for Will Stewart, because if we also talk about going back a year ago, if you remember Canada Day Spectacular version 1, the singles tournament, Wolf Hockfield and Will Stewart fought in the opening round. And Wolf Hockfield won that match en route to eventually becoming Canada's heavyweight champion. But in this case, Will Stewart gets the decision over Wolf, so Satan's foot soldier with a sense of redemption there. And Team Satan, they obtained this title under, let's say, questionable circumstances. It was to do with the controversy of Mr. Stoic joining this organization, turning over the tag titles as he did so. So, opportunity made good by Team Satan to show that they perhaps deserve to hold these titles. Match 6 for Canada's Heavyweight Championship. Bret Hart, Baron Charles. Bret versus Baron. And as the Hitman is about to make his way down the ramp, first as the challenger, claiming as always to be the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be, from a Canadian perspective at least. Is that right? Is he the greatest Canadian wrestler of all time? Agree, disagree? Leave it in the comments. If you want to make a case for someone else, go ahead. For now, at least, he's fighting to become the best in Canada right now, as he will face that man, Canada's heavyweight champion, the Baron Charles.
Fight.
Bret body slam to start. Irish whip throws the blue man into the blue corner. The Baron says, yeah, that's cool with me. I'll whips his man in there. Drop toe hold, crafty. Again. Looks like the Hitman didn't learn from the first time and he was angry. Went for that clothesline, missed, but lands the European uppercut. Another Brett slam. Big Baron boot followed by the knife edge uppercut. Another one into the larynx, into the throat. Anyway, I don't know if it's the larynx in particular, the windpipe. Anyway, kind of a knockdown, drag out affair so far. Brett slam again. In motion, and then the Luthez press. We've seen the Baron Charles win with that move. Airplane spin, good old classic airplane spin. Bret Hart should appreciate that. He's a veteran of those golden years. Oh, the double arm suplex, but even more devastating, the steamroller. Don't know if Bret Hart ever, in his long illustrious career, if he ever experienced anything quite so weird and devastating as a steamroller. Backdrops the Baron out of the ring and goes out in pursuit as well.
2, 3,
Gotten abruptly pretty serious.
5,
Baron eats the guardrail.
6,
Guard wall,
7,
sorry.
8,
It is solid.
9,
I don't know what's with all this backslide stuff.
11.
Not going to win out on the floor. But, you know, Bret Hart's got a little older. Maybe he's forgotten the rules. Swinging neckbreaker. He is 61 according to his profile. Ah, he's got, the old man's got some tricks up his sleeve there as he attempts the roll up, the surprise. Gets bowled over by the bigger Baron. Baron's a thick dude.
5 minutes gone.
And champion. Vertical suplex out of the ring.
1,
And he goes out in pursuit.
2, 3, 4,
It's Irish whip into the guard wall again.
6,
But reversal, turnabout's fair play.
9,
Elbow to the leg. Neither man shouldn't account out clearly as they both get back in the ring. Knee breaker. Early for a pin attempt at 6 minutes. Swinging neck breaker. Trading strikes ultimately won by Baron Charles. European uppercut. I went for some sort of power driver there. In any case, it was countered into the backdrop. Reverse atomic drop, also old school. Running drop elbow. Again with a reverse atomic. This time we'll try the back slide actually in the ring, see if that actually works.
1, 2.
2 count only. Oh, there we go. The ball grab. Wrenching those veteran nards of the Hitman. Again with the Luthez press. Just a 1 count, however. Knife edge to the throat. Vertical suplex. Eats a kick to the top of the head from the underside. Hitman hits only air with that drop kick, but he hits the side Russian leg sweep. And he gets cast out of the ring.
2,
But this time no pursuit as the Baron gets back to the middle, catches his breath. There's probably a lot to go here still. Pants pile driver, and he's going to fly perhaps the Baron. Top rope. Missile, drop kick from the top rope.
10 minutes gone.
Pretty impressive for a larger man to fly like that. It seems the champ can do it all. Oh no! Cheating tactics! Oh, ref! He hit me with a chair, look! The evidence is right there, he's got a chair. Is Bret Hart is the ref going to buy that the legendary Bret Hart would resort to those tactics? Would need to resort to those tactics? Reversal on a vertical suplex out of the ring.
1, 2,
11 minutes.
3.
Flying kick, side of the head.
One,
Running roll up in a small package. 2 count. We've seen 2 counts apiece so far. Backslide across the Strong Management logo. Shout out to our main sponsor. Elbow to the spine, and then
one,
some sort of victory roll type move. 2.9! That close to defeating a living legend was the Baron in retaining the Canadian Heavyweight Championship. We carry on. Bret Hart catches his breath.
1,
Baron Charles casts his man out of the ring again, and then he's... Is that what you call begging off? He's like, please, no more. It's almost like a taunt at this point, right? Because after you throw your man out of the ring, he's got to recover from that. Anyway, eye rake. Not surprising that the Baron would delve into those sort of underhanded tactics. Doesn't mind it. Ugh. Jumping. Mr. Wonderful pile driver. His career did cross over with Paul Orndorff, did it not? 2.9. So, we're getting down to it. Both men have been that close to hoisting Canadian heavyweight gold. Sidewalk slam. Running drop kick by the challenger. The Baron reasserts control. Posing down somehow. And right in the middle of the ring, where he'd get the chair from, we don't even know. But all we know is that all we know is that Bret Hart's standing there with a chair. The Baron Charles is holding his head, saying, "You hit me," and yeah, that's what you get. That's what you get for cheating. He says. He points Bret Hart right in the face. As the Hitman's gasping for breath, Baron Charles says, "You got to learn to stop cheating. You're never going to win the title that way." Oh my God. Right in the center of the ring, for all to see, Baron Charles would have us believe that Bret Hart outright cheating with a steel chair, foreign object in the ring. The referee thought, you know what? I think so. Ring the bell. Disqualification. Bret Hart has been has lost his first attempt to become Canada's heavyweight champion in a controversial fashion. You could fairly say. Don't often see a DQ finish. I mean, it'll go down in the record book as a title defense for the Baron Charles, so he won't be one and done. He has successfully defended Canada's heavyweight championship. I mean, I'll just let this speak for itself, I suppose. Still, Canada's heavyweight champion, the Baron Charles. Why not? And now, your main event grudge match. Match 7. Big Mike versus the Wrestling Bear, Terrible Ted, making his debut in singles action. As we said in the intro, pissed off that his little buddy Animal Handler got hurt by this man in particular, Big Mike, who's in Big Blue right now. Not sure what to make of it. It says right there, one of the Canada's heavyweight tag team champions. And, I mean, get the lawyers on the phone. Make sure our insurance is in order. Because for the first time, the bear is on the loose. Unaccompanied down to the ring. Is he going to run wild? We don't know. Hopefully he's used to just keeping the fight in the ring and then going back and returning to the dressing room. Hopefully that'll be what we have. Hopefully no one has to get killed. And the match is on. Bear hug, quite fittingly. Leg trip showing some of that technical skill that the bear has for some reason. Look at Big Mike, so powerful. He even wins a test of strength against a damn bear. Well, what is he? 3-time Canada's heavyweight champion. For a reason. And now tag team champion. Strange days. Not only is Terrible Ted not a member of the tag team championship, but he's fighting in singles action. Why not? Well, we know why not, because this endangers fans that there's a bear just existing independently in the ring, around the ring, anywhere. I mean, let's just hope the bear's learned some discipline from doing this for a year and a half, and he's not just like, now that I'm on my own, I'm going to run wild and kill people. Anyway, Big Mike, big body slam, the bear tumbling out of the ring. Boot to the midsection there too. Vertical suplex. Was that reversed? I'm too busy pondering the big picture. Anyway, into that neck crank. So Big Mike is seeing some of that submission power early of the bear. And this being a singles match, he will not have his partner, Big Titan, to bail him out if things get rough. He's on his own in there against a bear. First time anyone has been. A lot to ask here. All right. Since I asked for a comment already in the previous match, what do you think of Big Mike wearing the blue outfit? I know it's maybe a little less Canadian because, the red is more Canadian. Spinning back fist caught on the air. Bear hug. But I like blue myself. I don't know. Would you like to see more of Big Blue? Who knows? Maybe he'll find himself in other tag scenarios where it might make sense to wear the blue. Potential spoiler alert, but I do have a... Anyway, what was that? A press slam on a bear. My God. Massive power hefting that beast in the air. But anyway, I don't want to say spoiler alert, but I have a Canadian in mind I might someday sign who does wear blue. Classically. And, well, I'm glad I got that in while I could, because as we've seen, Terrible Ted matches can be brief. Applies that guillotine choke. Even Big Mike, as powerful as he is, man, that's even under favorable circumstances, such as being in a tag situation, when is it ever going to be easy to combat a bear? So, I mean, maybe the fans might not have loved how brief that was, but you know what the fans should be happy for? No one got freaking mauled. Who knows, the bear might have gone crazy with his celebration, having gained revenge for Jason's pain and discomfort. Might have just decided to go on a victory banquet in the crowd. People running wild, screaming. We didn't get that, so don't have to part with millions of dollars in a lawsuit, which is good, because now that we're making, grossing over $1 million, profiting. Last month we profited over $1 million. per month. We don't want to have to give it all back because we did something ill-advised, like let a bear run wild. But to his credit, Terrible Ted, he took care of business. He came down the aisle. He did what we expect him to do. He overpowered his opponent, induced the submission, and yeah, I think according to script, if you're Team Terrible here, and Big Mike, and no shame, it's a bear. What else can you say? So, with that 62% match evaluation, not ideal. We had our average card rating dragged down into the 80s. We must have been still in the 90s going into that match. I didn't check, but 62 doesn't help. But hey, again, let's just cut our losses. No one died. Let's just get out of here. So, owing to the greater turnout than anticipated, we went over capacity about 500 and change. But, you know, I mean, maybe people packing the concourse, maybe, I mean, not a massive fire hazard, 500 over, spread out among a large arena. Let's just say that's not too big of an outrage. Great success, I would say so. Entertaining card. Start to finish, I say. Let's look at some of that profit. Yeah, profited 1.2 million. Middle there, monthly balance. If we do that again, we'll barely breach the $7 million mark next month. 7's supposed to be lucky, right? It's a good chance we don't do that, actually, because our gym is reaching capacity and I do have more wrestlers to add. So we're probably going to take on a large expense in order to keep the roster expanding and growing. So probably won't hit 7 million next month, but you just got to keep thinking long term. So yeah, tune in next month. I'd appreciate it.